What's up, America? We're back. We're live.
Hello.
IntellectualRadio.com and iHeart Radio Station. We're glad to be back. We have a special guest in the studio. We can't wait for you to check her out and meet her and see all the good things that she has going on. I also have a surprise announcement at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. So in this Intellectual Dialogue Hour, we're going to think a little bit outside the box. We're going to be sharing some information, giving introspection, and providing inspiration. Talking about Flat Tommy Water and my customers, so stay tuned for that. Burl is back in the building.
I'm here.
She's here, you guys. So share the broadcast, get tuned in, grab your favorite drink, cup of coffee. With some of y'all like something a little bit stronger, but that's between you and you know who. So I'm not going to get into that. But we are live, IntellectualRadio.com and iHeart Radio Station. Back in a moment.
Hi, my name is Tina Olivia Pate. Listen to Making Waves with Miss Darci on IR and iHeart Radio Station, Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. We love you, Miss Darci.
Hey, this is Lenny Williams, and I enjoy listening to IntellectualRadio.com and Making Waves with Miss Darci.
American Express for travel and entertainment worldwide. Just show them this, the American Express card.
Don't leave home without it. Someday, I may even use it on the moon. It's a bomb.
Oh! So you can replace plane tickets, traveler's checks, a lost card.
Really? That worked?
American Express's timeless safety and security are available on Apple Pay. The next evolution of membership is here.
Are bill collectors calling you? Are you afraid to answer the phone? Afraid of lawsuits, garnishments, losing your apartment, house, or car? Then call us for your debt relief options. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Chapter 7 or 13 can relieve the debt pressure. Call us now for a free phone mini consultation or log on to infotapes.com. We're the law firm you trust to get you out of debt.
1-800-401-4010.
We are back. We are live, IntellectualRadio.com, Making Waves, Miss Darci. We're right here every Tuesday starting at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. I apologize. We're running a little bit behind schedule today, but that's a whole nother show. We didn't even have enough time for that. I'm glad to see my co-host, Burl, back in the building. What's going on? Anything new? Did you hit the lottery? Tell us what's going on, Burl.
Well, I tell you, one of the most exciting things that's happening is that I have started my wellness workshops to... Yes,
I
to
need my cowbell.
And yes, you do.
I
And educate and empower women to be the best version of
Oh,
themselves.
so we're gonna talk about that.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll have enough time to actually get into that and talk about that. So we're gonna go ahead. I have some stuff for me and Burl to talk about. She don't even know. So what's going on in the news? Well, first of all, if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you for Making Waves, Miss Darci. Hope you get everything you want, anything extravagant. Whoever you with, tell them to hook you up. It's your birthday. It only comes once a year. So make sure you get them extravagant gifts because I love extravagant gifts. So today we're going to be talking about, we have a special guest, Stacey Daniels, and she's going to be talking to us about, she's the wealth strategist. Just the word wealth, just do something to me. You know, anything talking about money, I'm all for it. She's going to talk to us about how we can make our money work for you. And, you know, I always talk about 7 streams of income. So that's going to be really, really important. And then the bottom of the hour, I have a question for you guys. What to do when you don't know what to do?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do when you
one.
don't know what to do? So I got some stuff for y'all. Y'all got to check this out. So before we get started, I did have some amazing facts, but we'll wait till next talk about that. It's the term, why is it? WHYZITS. So I'm going to wait. We'll play that game next week. And then we have an exciting money opportunity for all of our listeners and followers that's going to start the first week of August. And I can't wait to tell you guys about it. So we're going to talk about that. So before we get started, I want to give you the deep thought for today. And I want you to remember it, because if you can remember the deep thought for today, word from word, you have a chance to win $50 cash. You have to say the deep thought from word. No ifs, ands, or buts, no exceptions. And you will only have 10 seconds to repeat it back live on air. So if you could use $50, I'm going to give you the phrase that pays. You would have to recite it in 10 seconds or less, and we have to understand you. right? Me and Burl have to understand you. The number to call in, Burl's going to look right behind her and give you the number to call in for the phrase that pays, the deep thought for today.
That number is 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953. So let's get to dialing.
So the deep thought for today is actions take a moment. Consequences last a lifetime. Again, the deep thought for today: to win $50 cash, you have to repeat it word for word. You only have 10 seconds. Actions take a moment. Consequences last a lifetime. Give us 30 seconds. We're going to bring in our guests. We're going to get this party started. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. So we have our guest in the studio. I gave her an introduction, but I'm going to let her introduce herself because the only person who can introduce you better than you is you. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stacey L. Daniel, and I'm a wealth strategist and insurance broker. I help freelancers, entrepreneurs, and small business owners learn different ways of handling their money that the other half of our population have been doing for several decades, but many of us haven't even heard about.
Wow. Anything dealing with money. Stacey says she believes we all should have access to financial tools as well as education for the level of success that we are willing to work to achieve. Notice how she says work to achieve.
Absolutely.
Not that somebody going to hand you a silver spoon or 40 acres and a mule.
Not happening.
She also says some people are not aware of how money works or how they can make it work for them. So we perish for lack of knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the more power you have. She says she positions herself at her company as a trusted resource for all who are willing to listen and learn. So Stacey L. Daniels, welcome you to Wealth Strategist and Insurance Broker. Tell me a little bit about how you got into helping people with money, the Motivating of the Money Academy. How did you go about getting into that? What made you want to get into that?
Well, my mother taught me many things growing up, but money conversations was not something that we had at our dinner tables. She said, don't have a lot of kids and get married and go to college and graduate, and
That's it.
be successful. But she did not tell me how to manage my money. And I didn't realize it for several years, but she told me what she could.
Right.
And at 28 years of age is when I realized that I was making some real detrimental decisions, and my credit really dictated the amount of freedom that I would have for the rest of my life. And not just my credit, but, building wealth. I didn't know about building the wealth and using a life insurance policy for more than just a death benefit, using it while you're still alive, having retirement options that are tax-free, that are 100%, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry, I just had a 100% liquidity, and you can use it and you have access to it, and it's tax-free. These things that I learned from my mentors as the years went on is why I teach others. But it started at 28 when I had repossessions, a voluntary repossession and a regular repossession, and I learned that they both mean the same thing.
Right, it don't change, it's just a different terminology. But I want to back up for a second where you said that
sorry.
Well, let me jump in.
Go ahead,
What do
Burl.
you think? When you were talking about what your mom told you, she did the best that she could at the time with the information that she had available.
Yes.
So I think it's wonderful that you're using that to springboard to the next level to help yourself and to help others.
Yes.
So kind of tell us about that springboarding, because a lot of that happens in a lot of our homes here now. But we don't talk about money and how to manage it.
For whatever reason, it's a shame factor. And then there's 4, I call them 4 horsemen, and I focus a lot on that in my Motivating Your Money Academy that I created. There are 4 horsemen, I call them, reasons why we don't do anything, even though we know we need to do something different about our money. And that's fear, that's shame, that's money, and that's time. We're afraid to face it because by the time we realize it's important, we have a lot of problems. There's a big hole. We don't even want to check our credit score. We don't even want to ask questions about 401k and is this the right plan for me? People have told us traditionally to use 401k, 403b, 457, but we don't realize. I'll get into that later. Put a pin right there.
Yes,
right.
well,
I can't remember past
star by
37.
that one.
But I know credit is a
plans.
big issue.
Yes.
I know people being evicted, people cars being repoed.
All of that stuff. We don't even know it can come off.
We don't know that. Well, we know it exists, but like you said, we try to put it up under the rug, and the rug just gets bumpier and bumpier and bumpier. So when I saw you on social media talking about your live streams and things people could do, and people were asking questions, and see, there is no such thing as a dumb question, first of all.
That's
so if you're asking questions, that means you're concerned.
Yes.
And if you are in that situation, you want to know how to get out of that situation.
Yes.
So let's go through. You went through fear.
Yes, fear is you're afraid to even just start from the beginning. You're like, man, I'm 40 years old. I just turned 40. And a lot of people, my peers,
look good.
Thank you. They have not even started putting away for a retirement. So they're like, wow, but I have a child who's getting ready to go to college. So, they're having to choose between the two. And then it's shame because we all know that we have done some things with our money repeatedly that we may not want someone to know.
And continue to do, which is called insanity, because you think something's going to change. But you have to learn from your mistakes, though.
But you have to first find somebody that you like, know, and trust, and be willing to tell them those mistakes that you made. You can't start, peeling the layers back on that onion if you're still lying to yourself. You're lying to the person.
That is correct.
Because you only hurt yourself,
Exactly.
and that's what I was going to talk about, is that to being open and honest and learn from you got to start from where you are. Mm-hmm. So you can't just wait, like you said, 40 acres and a mule. And I'm saying, you're waiting for this thing to drop in the sky. You're waiting to hit the lottery. Okay, that may happen, but 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna happen. And the fact that you said it's nothing wrong with having a mentor and a coach.
Yes.
I don't care how smart we all are in this room. Somebody is smarter.
Always.
And somebody knows how to take what you know and help you go to another level as far as mentoring and coaching. I'm just looking at, they said Beyonce and Jay-Z are worth all these billions of dollars together. It wasn't easy. They had to work their butt off. This girl works 24/7. I know she has to, right? Now she has 3 kids. She's keeping in shape. They're traveling now. They're taking their kids with them. And
awesome.
They didn't just wake up and it happened. It started in her garage with her mom. So didn't nobody hand her anything. They worked for it. And Jay-Z just has to sense smart to take money and make that money work, and take that money and make it work. And he wants to be on the cutting edge of technology, which is amazing because it's not going anywhere.
Right.
So we got fear, and the second one was shame. And what's the third one? Money.
Because we've been mismanaging our money for so long, out of financial illiteracy doesn't make you a bad person. If you haven't taught, you don't know anything to do differently. So you try so many times or different ways throughout the years, and you finally find something that's kind of comfortable, and you're afraid to even invest in something, or you really don't have the additional money. You think it's going to cost a lot for somebody to teach me. I can't invest in another program. I can't financial planner. You know what? I look. If I got a few extra dollars,
I got my money, but I ain't
this month.
Right. And I'm not. I got a little money, but I ain't trying to take my money and put it over here, and then it don't work out.
It don't work.
And it don't work. And I'm like, I'm gonna need where the refund line, because I'm always looking for a refund line when it don't work. I spent $10 on lottery, and then if I win 8 or 10 or 30, like the other week, I spent $5. I went down because I wasn't winning, so I went down. So I won $50. But then my thing was, when I don't win, I'm looking for the refund line. I got all my tickets; they nicely fold in a little envelope. That man told me ain't no refund line. So that's the fear of half of America.
Yes.
So, I go and look at the stocks. I go on Ameritrade. I go and do my homework, and I read, and I be like, but what I do know, I'm still scared, like you said. But my thing is, we have to study and we have to learn. So even if you share something with us or you share a link with us, we still have to do our due diligence and look it up, and then make an informed decision.
You have to do the work.
You have to work. And I know right now, certain stocks, they not going nowhere. Amazon, Apple, certain industries are not going anywhere. You need to be able to have some money to buy 10 or 20 shares because they're not going anywhere. Now, where you gonna get the money to buy the 10 or 20 shares? You might want to talk to Stacy because you're gonna need some money to buy 10 or 20 shares of Amazon or what is the other one? Apple. Because I looked up Amazon the other day. I was trying to think I was gonna buy. It's like, no, sweetheart, you ain't got that kind of paper.
Yeah,
right. We don't have it yet, but it's coming. Okay, so the third one is money, fear, money, and shame. And what's the fourth one?
Time. Time. I got the kids, I got the husband, I got church, I got me time. You know, I might have a second job, which I'm just going to say asterisk 2 jobs,
second income coming in or hustle.
Yes, and that's fine, but there are. It used to say that 7 streams of income is how the wealthy get wealthy and stay wealthy. And I understand that. But we felt like having additional streams of income was a luxury. Nowadays, it's a requirement.
It's a necessity.
It's a necessity in order to have a peace of mind, pay your bills, have a little bit of enjoyment of your life today, and prepare for later on in the future. But that doesn't mean you have to have 2 jobs. You don't have to leave from one 40-hour job and then go somewhere else and give them your time and energy as well, because you're depleted of all of your resources by the time you get home. So how about we find ways to have passive streams of income that's putting money in our bank account before we even wake up in the morning?
I love
Many
it.
of them don't cost any money to get started.
Absolutely.
You do have
make
to
money in your sleep. Because I listen in
sleep
my
coin.
car
Sleep
to
coin?
sleep
Yes,
coin.
ma'am.
I
did not make that up, but that's what it's
to
called.
millionaires and billionaires. They don't listen to the radio. If they do,
Or
out
TV.
of 30 days, are you ready? 90 minutes. Out of 30 days, 90 minutes.
I believe
right?
that.
TV, out of 30 days, how many hours you think they watch TV?
1 hour.
How many you think, Stacy?
I don't. About every 6 months, I watch TV, and I'll
2 hours. So you do 2 times 12. It's 24, and people watch TV from the time they walk in their door till they fall asleep. So
that's a time factor right there.
Right. So the mindset, I do know that has to change. So when I'm in my car now, I want to listen to certain radio stations, certain jazz, but I have a motivational tape with someone who started with nothing and where they are now. And I'm learning the tricks that they did. And I do know that the fortune is in the follow-up. And I do know that if you whatever you do, find 3 or 4 things you do and do it every single day consistently. It's a routine.
It's true.
And there is money in the power of a routine.
I just wrote down morning routine. You just wrote that.
And I didn't even know that because I'm way over here.
I was going to speak on it. Yep, just wrote down morning routine.
So go ahead. So now we got
fear,
shame, money,
and time. And what I did, because I've been since 2008, I've been helping families pass on generational wealth, and I've learned different things, and then I've expanded my knowledge. So I've expanded what I'm teaching people and how I'm helping them have a financial transformation. If you change your finances, you essentially change your entire life. But it starts with just a little bit at a time with your money. Everything revolves around your money. However, because I noticed I would have people have an insurance policy and they would see the need of passing it on. But then as soon as something happened that, the foundation was shook in their household, the first thing they canceled was that insurance policy. I says, okay, I'm sitting down and I've explained it to them so they see the value of it. However, there's a problem prior to that. Let's back up a little bit. There's a monthly money management issue here. There's a credit and debt problem here. And if they don't have enough money to handle a small problem, they need some additional income coming in. So I created the Motivate Your Money Academy.
Now, does that help individuals who have all this money going out, but not the same amount of money coming in?
Yes, let me tell you what it does.
Because what I've seen is that people will say, "Oh, I can't get rid of my cable bill. My cable bill costs $250, but I can't get rid of that. But I can get rid of my insurance policy for my kids.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna get rid of. I'm just gonna cancel it for right now. But I'm gonna start it back up in 6 months.
And it rarely happens.
Exactly. Their priorities aren't
get rid of cable and get basic and keep the policy. I mean,
so that's a good point. The Motivating Money Academy actually focuses on the 3 keys to permanent financial success, stability, and peace of mind. Those 3 keys are credit and debt relief, monthly money management, which is budgeting and saving for the undisciplined like myself, because at 28 is when I realized I needed to start to do something. I didn't actually implement it and really get the knack of it for a couple of years. I was trying to still play and party and manage my money and be a single parent and an adult, and it just wasn't working until I completely gave in. Stacey, you need to do better. But I would put money in the savings account because I was told to save money. By the way, let me put a tap right there. Did you know that by putting money in the savings account, you're losing money out the back of it? Someone write that down and we're going to talk about that.
No, I didn't know
because
that.
the money, I can answer that because the money in the saving, you ain't making, there's no interest on it.
Exactly.
And now I have found accounts,
inflation.
I found accounts online that will actually give you more for the money that you have in on a daily basis versus putting your money in your savings account. Now, that part I know. I'm sure Stacey's going to give us more, but yeah, Ben took my money out because I'm a saver.
Yes.
I'm a saver. People come to me that know me or don't know me. I'm a saver. If you say I'm gonna give you $50 every week until Christmas and I need you to hold it for me, do not come back to me in 5 days and say you need $10 out of that 50. Because guess what?
The answer is no.
My answer was gonna be no.
Good stuff.
And then you're gonna come back again and my answer is still gonna be no. Then you're gonna be upset because you're gonna tell me it's your money. And then I'm gonna give it all back to you and say, fine, I agree with Darci.
Right.
Because if you ask me to hold, I'm going to give you a receipt. I'm going to hold it for the term that you asked me to hold it for. And you're not going to get it back until
you hold them accountable. That's good. That's good.
That's
what I mean.
That for ourselves.
Budgeting and savings for the undisciplined, because I didn't find out until I did this repeatedly. You put your money in a savings account and then you transfer it out because something shiny and new, or even a need has come up because I didn't.
It's not really a need though. It's more of a want.
It's really kind of a I need. Yeah. I need this right now.
One need.
Tomorrow I'll have a different need. Yeah. So, but if you move it back and forth, they will close your savings account and they'll tell you you are treating this as a checking account. I didn't realize that. Yes. So that's why I say savings and budgeting for the undisciplined, because there are accounts
because it's a savings. You're supposed to keep it in there, not keep taking it out, right?
Exactly. That makes sense. And then the last one is additional streams of income, whether it's passive, meaning you don't really have to do anything. You do have to commit an hour, maybe 2 hours a week to managing it once you set it up. Sometimes it costs, sometimes it doesn't. But really don't have to do anything. There's no exchange of time for dollars, hour for dollars. Or you can have residual income, which means you do the work once, but you're paid repeatedly over and over and over again.
That's the kind I
for
love.
Just one action.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do anything to maintain it. It just kind of drops. What if you could have passive streams of income and residual income at the same time? And if you want to be an employee, that's fine, because entrepreneurs, I don't push entrepreneurship on everybody. It requires a lot. And if that's not where you are, that's fine. But you can still have those other things.
Entrepreneurship is not for everyone, people, but you need to get real with the president that we have in office. You need to have a hustle, a side hustle, a hustle side, or however you want to call it, a passion for paycheck, however you want to, sleep coins, whatever you want to call it. Because if you're not working and not saving some money, which is hard to do when you're just trying to live, the struggle is real. Yes. So if you're not saving some money, because I have a show coming up, and we're going to be talking about Social Security. Oh. I've met with 3 different levels of the people at the Social Security office. And when I tell you, I was in shock, I was in disbelief, and was almost in tears. And this is something that it don't matter how old you are, you need to know, because it's changing daily. People thought when you retire, you can just have this go get Social Security. People tell me they get crazy checks. I didn't even know they exist. But I'm telling you right now, all these loopholes are about to be closed. And if our people are not ready, it's going to be really detrimental. Can you imagine being 75 or 80 and you paying $1,500 a month for rent and you don't own your place that you live in? No. And that you ain't ate yet? You ain't paid no utilities. $1,500 a month from Social Security is not any money if your rent is $1,200 or $800.
There's so much that goes into talking about your money, and so where do people start? Because it seems overwhelming and there's a lot to take in. So where do you even begin?
Because I'm looking like I'm talking to Burl, but I'm saying,
wow, you guys are asking a lot. My paper's full on one side. I have answers for all of it, but I'm like, well, okay,
let's start small, because you might have to come back for a part 2, but let's start small, because we're talking about money. It's serious.
Okay, wait, let me finish the thought prior to, which was the Motivating Your Money Academy. Those are the 3 keys that it focuses on, but there are 7 modules total, because before we start, where we start, answer that question is with our mindset. Mastering your money mindset is the first module. We have to have 3 understandings. 1, I need to do something different. 2, that something different probably is not going to come from anything I know. And 3, I need to humble myself and actually do what somebody tells me to do when I ask for help. Find somebody that you like, know, and you trust, because we already know it's a shame factor. We spend a lot of time and a lot of energy wearing that mask that I'm looking like everything is okay, but when we go home, we drowning. I experienced it myself.
Yeah. Absolutely. And stop trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Oh my goodness,
the Joneses don't
fallacy.
The Joneses don't really care what's going on with you. I'm just. Can we close the door and be real?
They really don't. It's you. It's a self-esteem issue. It's your money story. You have to start to unravel. Why is it that I react the way I do when money starts talking to me? It has something to do with our childhood.
Mindset.
It really does. It really does. So that's why I spend a lot of time on the module 1, so people can start to figure out what are your spending tendencies, what are your strengths and your weaknesses and your triggers. And you can't. I'm 40 by the time, most of us. Average age is about 38 when you start taking your finances seriously. You have developed a lot of habits at that point. So it's unrealistic to think you're just going to eradicate all those habits. What you can do is be more aware of what your tendencies are and prepare for them. Don't try to, you're just setting yourself up for failure. Just say, I'm not going to spend my money anymore on those boots. Baby, I'm going to buy me some boots. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to strategically put a little bit of money on the side in an account that's not in my budget, that when I decide that, what, I know I'm supposed to be doing this, and I know I'm supposed to be responsible, but I really want these boots, and I go to hard work and work hard for my money, and I deserve it. Sometimes that's something I realize I have.
And you feel good about that.
I'm guilty of that, because I feel like when I work,
I get to do what I want with my money.
When I was in corporate America, that's how I felt. When I was in corporate America, I felt that twice a month I get paid, right? So I take a little money for savings, then a little money is called me money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then if the me money in the first check is not enough to get what I want, then I put that to the side and get the rest at the second check.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to get either that pair of shoes I want, that suit I want, that scarf, that purse, whatever it is, because I feel like that God didn't put us here to just work. But we still have to have everything has to have a balance.
So I'm glad you said that. Yes.
If I want some shoes that cost $100 and I know I'm only going to put 40 here, I know I can't go and not pay a bill to get these shoes, which some people do. I've been more a reserve for me, because I just don't want to. People say broke. I don't want to be broke, and I'm afraid.
That goes back into the field.
I'm afraid of being broke. So I'm going to make sure. That's why I talk about 7 streams of income, because I know one stream is not going to do it for me. And I feel that when I get older, I want to be able to travel. I don't want to wait to travel. I want to do everything I need to do right now, because tomorrow is not promised to us.
Exactly. Absolutely.
That's just how I feel.
Absolutely. And that's okay to feel that way. We should feel that way. And that's why we should find somebody that we like, know, and trust, and get honest with our story. What was like some of the questions I asked in my mom was, what is your earliest money memory that you have? My earliest money memory, I'm an only child, and my mother was 40 years older than me.
Spoiled.
Yep. I'm trying to get over it, Lord.
We ain't gonna get over that.
And I keep meeting men, my ex-husband and all of them, they just feed into it. So, but I need to change my own, whatever. So, I'm always trying to grow myself. But she would never tell me no. I got good grades. I didn't give her problems. She would give me whatever I want. I didn't have to wait till Christmas to open a gift. Mom, I want to open it now. She would buy it and she would give it to me. So as I got older and I made my own money, I didn't have the ability to tell me no. No was a bad word.
Right. That's how
so
I
if
felt
I wanted this and I made good money, and my bills are paid,
and that ain't good. That's not good.
It's not good at all.
My dad never told me no.
How do you change that?
So how you change that is you start to learn it first. You first have to be aware that you even
acknowledge that you have an issue.
Yeah, so that's why I said the first 3. First, okay, what I'm doing is not working. 2, the results that I'm needing is not going to come from something I'm going to come up with in my mind.
I'm going to need some help.
I'm going to need some help. And when they tell me, I have to be willing to do it.
Accountability partner.
I have to be willing. That's the second module, is a money team. You got to build a money team. Your money team.
I ain't looking at her notes, y'all. I'm not. I can't see over there.
By the way, guys, if you want to find more out about the Motivating Your Money Academy and other things that I do, please text Stacie. That's my first name. It's STACIE to 76626. Again, that's Stacie, ACIE to 76626.
Now, are they putting just, okay, so let me, because some people kind of slow.
Okay.
So they're going to put Stacie, STACIE.
In the place that you would put words.
Right.
And the number that you're sending it to is just those 5 numbers. 76626.
Can you write that number?
Yes, one more time. Give it to me.
Stacie, my mother spelled it differently. STACIE. And the number, like my phone number, is it's 76626. We were just talking about technology. I no longer provide people with a paper card. Well, you have a card, Vistaprint. I mean, I'm not a spokesperson for them, but they're the one who make the money from it. Because people don't carry them around. This way, they get more information. They don't have to stop and go and look at your whole website.
I need that. I need what they have. I need that. I need to get something.
We're going to talk about that because you can be an affiliate, and if you have a lot of people that you are in contact with.
Remember, y'all heard it here. So when y'all send it to Stacie, up under Stacie's name, you say you heard it here at Making Waves with Miss Darci. Make sure you put that on there now and share this broadcast, because not only I need it, Burl need it, Earl need it.
Anybody who's an entrepreneur and you're giving your card out.
We're not ashamed. We all need it. Can we talk? We all need help with money, because we're not all ready to retire. We're not retired, right? So we all need information and knowledge, and we can always learn from someone else. So if you are rich and you don't need it, then can you share the broadcast with somebody who that does need it?
Everybody knows someone.
Comical that you just said that.
I'm just being real.
We really are here because I started a movement, and it's called the #MYM movement. MYM is motivating your money. Motivating Your Money movement, which states, if anything that the Motivating Your Money family has said or done that has changed your perspective, changed your reality, changed your dollar amount, that it is now your duty to turn around and direct somebody else to the same location where you got your financial relief from. It's not going to cost you anything. No. It's your duty to do it.
It is your duty.
Because someone shared it with you.
Exactly. Share it with somebody else. We know all kind of single parents and,
And what you're saying is we can't do this thing alone.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
It takes a team.
So I'm overwhelmed right now. I'm gonna need some flat tummy water and some coffee. So we're gonna take a quick break and come back with Stacie.
This has been wonderful.
This has been great, and she's gonna share a couple more nuggets with you all. If you want the phrase that pays, the deep thought that pays, you have 10 seconds to rephrase it. I gave it out twice. You need to call the number. Burl going to turn around and give you that number.
That number is 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953.
Back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. And please, I know you're rich, but can you share with people who are not rich? Be back in a moment. IntellectualRadio.com and iHeart Radio Station. We're locally, nationally, international. Back in a moment. Don't go nowhere. Call a number if you need $50. Or you can say you call and give the phrase, and I can take the $50. However y'all want to do it. But call the number. Welcome back. If you are just tuning in, please, I beg you to please share this broadcast.
This is a good one.
We are talking about money and how money can work for you. And this is real. This is not a scam. I'm telling you, y'all need to be a fly on the wall during the break. Me and Burl, we got some stuff. We finna work up. Y'all just wait, just hold tight. So we are live here in Intellectual Radio and our radio station with Stacey L. Daniels, who is the wealth strategist, and she is sharing information. And 4 key points, if you're just tuning in, she has already shared with us, is 1, hold on, fear. Because we fear. We just afraid of failure. So we don't want to share. We don't want to make no change. That's fear. So that's number 1. Number 2 is shame. When you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and you're getting the same results, that's called insanity. So you have to change. That means you need a mentor, an accountability partner, or a coach. The third one is money. Money. We all need it. Majority of us are not retired. I ain't gonna say none of us. Majority are not retired. But even when you retire, it's still sometimes not enough. People that are retired have a part-time job just to cover healthcare, because healthcare does not go along with your retirement package. So she's sharing with us, which I talk about all the time, is 7 streams of income. You need to have something that you can generate, sleep coins, a hustle, a side hustle, whatever terminology you want to use it, but you need some more money coming in. If your bills that go out are $2,700 and you only making $2,200, you have a problem and you need to call Stacey, right? And we don't have to know about it here at Making Waves with Miss Darci, because everybody got their own issues. And Stacey's going to give you that number again to text to her. I just know it is Stacey, STACIE, and then she's gonna give you that 5-digit number that goes where the number goes. In case you all don't understand, text message.
Instead of a 7-digit number that you would normally send to get somebody a text message, you're going to put in a 5-digit number. It's a service, and it's going to bring to you, text back to you, all of my contact information, my website, some videos, some testimonials, all that. That 5-digit number, guys, is 76626. Again, 76626. And the keyword is Stacey. STACIE. And that's ST as in Tom, AC as in cat, IE. Just to make sure.
Okay.
All right, go. So we talked about
Burl. She was getting ready to share something with me and Burl, so it was really juicy and good. So I told her to wait so we can all hear it together.
Okay, so the question was, how do we get started? Well, once we realize that I can't, somebody else can, and I might as well let them, and humble myself instead of saying, well, I got this. Then we need to accept responsibility for our current situation and stop blaming our past, our mother, our school, our government, the 40-acre mule that you mentioned earlier. All of that may have some validity. It may be true. And I mean, like I said, my mother didn't teach me. I was 28. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science. My background is programming, which is why I can break down money problems and money situations to a fundamental level and provide or come up with a path to the desired result with the shortest amount of time. However, once I got there, I had to stop being mad at the government. Why they didn't teach me this? I went to school and got good grades. Why, in a whole other state, but why are they keeping it a secret if they want us to survive? That's none of my business. Why? It's none of my business. 2, I had to stop being mad at my mom. She taught me what she could, and I appreciate her for what she did teach me.
Absolutely.
What she didn't teach me, it's time for me to grow up and put my big girl britches on and learn on my own.
And stop blaming other people. Because I know people were born in poverty, and it's not your fault. I know people who were on welfare, and that's all they know, and it's not their fault. All they know is to get a check once a month, and their mom's mom did it. Their mom's mom, and that's all they know. I've been to people and been to workshops and said, if I can show you how to make $500 or an additional $1,000, would you be open to listening? And they said, is this going to interfere with my $257 check? And and at first, I didn't get it. I said, your $257 check. They said, yeah, I get once a month. So if you can make 3 times that in a month, you worried about that check, because that's survival to them. They're not looking to live past that box
because they don't know. I mean, it's all about information, isn't it?
Fear. And that's why my why, my business coach says you always have to have a why. And when things get tough, go back to your why, your mission.
Why you started.
Why am I still doing this? I think I wholeheartedly believe that everybody should have, you read it in the beginning, we should have access to the tools and access to the information that's going to get us the financial success that we are willing to work for. It's a lot of us that are going through so much that we don't even know that it's a sweet or a slight tweak in what we're doing and things will be differently.
Don't make all the difference.
A slight tweak and things will be differently. And that's why I do financial presentations and seminars for churches and all of that, absolutely no cost. Because you need to know this information. It doesn't do me any good to keep it in my pocket.
God didn't give it to you.
Exactly. But I had to, I will tell you one thing I had to learn because I was doing all these lives and there was an uneven exchange of energy. Because I was expecting once I give you this information, you're going to take it and pick your bed up and run with it. Not everybody's ready to, though. I have not been charged with changing people's lives. I've been charged with telling as many people as I possibly can that your life can change if you are willing and ready. And I'll help you. I'll hold your hand and walk you through, but you have to get yourself to the starting point on your own.
Let's hold it right there just for a second, because what you said was so important. Your job is to give people the information and their job is to use it.
Action.
So you have done your part.
Yes.
And that's where you leave it.
That's why I had to leave it. I had to learn that.
I think that's very, very important.
That's huge.
That was for me to evolve. I had to learn. I was draining myself and I was frustrated and burned out. And my business coach, you always say have a coach and business coach with Stacey, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
You're doing, everybody who needs it isn't ready.
Right. So you help the ones who are ready to receive.
Exactly.
And that's with anything in life.
Correct.
People are not ready for certain. People don't like the word change. And so they're comfortable staying right where they are.
Yes.
And then they'll look at you, a Burl or Earl, and say, well, how come you all are moving and I'm not?
You know what? Here's the thing
because
about,
we changed.
Oh my gosh. This is so important. What you said, and people don't understand, rather they don't realize that change is the one thing that you can count on. It's going to happen with you or without you.
It's going to keep on moving.
You can either do it
with it.
You can either enjoy the change and go with the change and find out how you can work, or you can be uncomfortable.
Example.
Embrace it.
Example.
Make it work
you,
for you.
And Stacey are at a job. And we've been at this job for 10 years. And we have decided that we're going to retire from this job. Right?
Retirement.
Right? So then Earl walks in and he starts working at this job, but he's in a higher, just one level up from us, right? Earl say, I need more money than this. So Earl and Stacey say, well, we're gonna change something, right? Whatever it is. And so they bring it to me and Burl, to Darci, D, and Burl. And we's like, no, we just gonna wait to get our 401k. We're gonna retire here. And then we look up 6 months later, they have advanced outside of the company. And they shared it with us, but we didn't take heed to it, right? And then another year, they decide they're going to retire because they're making just as much money on their side hustle. Because you can't make it to up here unless you take some people with you. And if you're not willing to take some people, which Stacey has already said more than once that she's willing to help people because she learned from her mistakes. So if you're not ready to take people with you and be closed-minded,
you stay where you are.
Then you're going to stay where you are. So, and you're going to continue to wonder why I'm not going anywhere. I give you a hint. It's 5 letters and it starts with the letter C and ends with E. Change. People don't want to change. They comfortable where they are. But you comfortable where you are, but you're drowning where you are.
Yes. Yes.
But that's a temple of their familiar. And so I think one of the things that you're talking about as well is that people have to step outside of their comfort zone for the betterment of their lives.
Exactly. And that's why I took away those 4 horsemen. With my Motivating Money Academy, it is online, secure, it is centralized location, and it is on-demand learning. So no matter what your schedule is, you have access to it.
So they ain't got to get out their car and waste gas and get a babysitter to come to you?
It's on your, it's mobile and it's, yes, and it's downloadable.
No
so
excuse.
You can I took away all the excuses. I'm going to help you get there if you need me.
And guess what? If you don't have internet at your house, you can go to the library. Library card is free.
It's on your phone. It's mobile, guys. Everybody got a smartphone. I mean, you might have a flip or a slide. I don't know. But if
my daddy still
I'm not judging.
Don't be judging my dad. He got a flip phone.
You do. But if you don't, then
I'm just kidding.
There are other options.
There are other options. You got a friend, somebody, a neighbor would say, you know what? Can I use your phone? How about this? Because I believe in a transformation, I want you to test drive it. It's $7 for 7 days. You get complete access to the entire site. If you decide that you want to continue it, it's $25 a month. I made it affordable. If you're there and you see the testimonies, you're like, you know what? I want to change my credit. I want to know how to. Once I change my credit, I have people who fix their credit and then they have bankruptcies. And then, so you come in, you have done credit repair before, you have 2 bankruptcies.
So let's stop.
Bankruptcies
Okay, so I'm going to have to stop you right now. I don't want to pull a cowbell out again. So let me just ask you right quick. I'm going to need you to bag up.
Sometimes
I need you to bag up. Yeah, you're going to have to bag up. So hold on, because I'm trying not to hit the cowbell. So.
Oh, wow.
You mentioned credit. Because I know our people, we have to look good. We have to have the finer things in life. We have to have 30 pair of shoes and for each color that there is alive.
Yes.
We have to have the expensive doonies and coaches and all of that. And I get it, right? And your credit is jacked up. So you go get a car and you got a 7-year note and you paying over $500 a month. And your car note costs more than the place that you live. Because if you mess up and miss one payment, you in trouble, right? Ma'am. And then for those people who credit is so messed up that they go to the payday center. I've never had to go there, thank God.
I have,
but
learned.
What I've heard is that you paying like 100%
sometimes
of the money that you borrow. So like if you borrow $50, you're paying back like almost $200. And they getting it right out of your account. So if I heard people that said they closed the account, you open up an account somewhere else, I heard they come and find you because they gonna steal, because they have all of your information.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is that people, we got to get real. We can't keep putting things off. This radio show, this platform is to not only just to entertain you, but give you inspiration, motivation, and give you the tools you need to get your act together, including myself. I've been working on my credit for the last year, and I was able to walk in a dealership and make a deal based on the money that I had saved. And I'm going to tell you, money talks. Because when I said I'm going to get up and took my little debit card, they was like, wait. People ain't just buying cars like that. And so when you have that type of confidence, and when I first did at the first dealership, I was like, wait, I got a little power. I got this little debit card. So when they said, how much money you got? So you don't have to say nothing else. You can jump, they can jump through all hoops or whatever because you have that power. And so stop paying for stuff 20 and 30 times. Stop paying for car notes and stuff that cost more than a place that you live just for
I know you're chomping at the bit.
Just for notoriety. I'm just being honest, and I'm not calling out nobody. I'm not saying that I'm better than someone. I'm saying if you fit that description, here is your chance to make a change starting today. I'm people. I know people who are doing this, and I'm like, you went and got $50 that you couldn't wait to pay. Period to pay back $200.
I ask the question all the time: are you for real? Okay, well, continuing to pay significantly more for the same exact thing that somebody else is paying for, and you have 100% of the power to change it.
100%.
You have the power to change it. So you mean to tell me you can't? Okay, so with the credit repair part of the Motivating Your Money Academy, I did my credit twice. Why you say twice, Stacey? You're a financial advisor. Why do you do that? First, at 28, I had to learn that it was something that when I found out that the laws came out in 1971 that gives me 100% control of what's going on, I was livid and I was empowered. So I started out and I changed everything.
Now, let's walk us through this because, majority of people listening, they not rich and they not finna retire. But jacked up credit, everybody knows somebody who got jacked up credit. So, or
even if you want your credit improved,
right? It don't have to be jacked up. It can be a low score, and you need to get it to a certain point to get a loan or to get a car or buy property. Right?
There are two options. You can either do it yourself,
okay,
or you can pay somebody to do it for you. The laws are the same. Okay. The amount of time that's going to take is the same.
But your program, though,
I offer both.
So they can do it themselves?
I did it myself.
Okay.
I did it myself the first time, and then I thought I was all happy and fine and married and all that, and then I got divorced unexpectedly.
Okay.
And I reverted back to those same emotionals. Yes.
So give us a time frame on what that looks, because I work with someone who do it.
It's 30 to 45 days. You send out a letter because you have the right to dispute absolutely
and they have a certain amount of time to respond
30 to 45 days to respond. I created a DIY repair toolkit, but it's all included included in the Motivating Your Money Academy. I sold it for $47. Now it's all included in there. So for $25 a month, you could do all that and everything else, which is why, I really believe if you want to change, it's worth it.
You can do it yourself,
or you can pay
what
for
is the
somebody
score
else.
increasing to? Is it 50 points?
Well, it all depends on, there's 5 factors that determine your credit report. So there's length of credit, there's how old
the credit is.
The first one is your payment history. You have to pay on time every single month.
And people, tell them, if you can't pay, creditors will call you and they just like harass you.
Phone.
But this is my thing. If you know you finna have surgery, if you know you finna get laid off, if you know you messed up your money, you went to the boat, whatever it is, I really don't care. But whatever it is, only you know. When they call you for that $25, that $50, and you can't make it, they can't make you pay what you don't have. So if they say, Darci, I need you to send me $50. Now I say, well, I ain't got but 20, so I'm gonna send you this 20. Nope, you need to send me 50. I promise you send on 20, they ain't gonna send it back.
That's correct.
I can promise you that.
You can even send 5.
You can
as long
send
as you
5.
send it consistently.
I'm gonna do you one better. You can send $1.
You're making some effort
because someone got a hold of my information. I lost my credit card, and somebody did identity theft, and so I had 3 creditors that I had never heard of in another state.
Wow!
So I had to prove who I was. How hard could that be? But it was hard.
It is.
So then they was like, "Well, we'll make a deal with you, for X amount of dollars." I said, "Okay." The Curse Exchange had free money orders. So I went and got like 30 money orders. And I was sending them $1 a month in a money order. They never sent it back. Then one of them told me, you know what? We don't want you to keep sending us $1 because they thought I had to pay for the money orders. We're going to wipe it off. I need you to send that to me in writing on your letterhead. I put the person I spoke to who told me they was going to send it to me. And then I sent it to the bureau and the bureau took it off.
Yes.
What I'm saying, it took time. It was time consuming.
That's what you're going to pay.
Yes, absolutely. But in the long run, they got tired of me sending $1 money orders, but I thought you wanted the money.
We don't realize, a lot of people, I didn't realize it's 100% in your control. Yep. You have federal agencies that will back up the Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1971. I found out at 28. I was born in 78. The law came out in 71. So by the time I found out, you mean to tell me for the past 28 years, 10, 12 years, I've been going through this, but this law was out 10 years before I was even born and nobody told me. There's so much intimidation. The credit reporting agencies, guys, are private entities. They have no legal authority. They have to abide by you. You can sue them. Ignorance is what begets fear.
Mm-hmm.
And shame,
say that again.
Ignorance is what begets fear. And shame is what prevents us from asking, so we will resolve that ignorance. And I always say, personal finance is not rocket science, but it's not common sense. It is something that we need to learn and ask questions. But don't go out and ask somebody because they look good. Mm-hmm. Ask somebody that you know who has been where you're going.
Correct. Yeah.
Correct. And you have to be willing. Wait, say that again.
Yeah. Ask somebody who has been where you're going, not your friend, because you know, or your mom, I don't know, they might be great people, but if they haven't been where you're going, and you don't know for sure that they're managing their money correctly, then that's not somebody that you need to be asking. And when you ask them and they take the time to give you some information,
act on it.
Do it.
Yeah. Act on it.
And then tell somebody else.
And stop saying I woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Correct.
That's what I said. Let go.
Time ain't stopping for no one.
I woulda known. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. Right now, we need to take control and realize if I don't change, my life isn't going to change, and I'm always going to feel this way. So those are if I'm understanding correctly, the show will be over very shortly. I wanted to very briefly put in, that's for immediate financial relief, the Motivating Your Money Academy, and that's sustainable on its own. It's something you go in, it has a Facebook community, this, that, and the other. However, I do have individual strategy sessions with entrepreneurs, small business owners, and freelancers talking about retirement. That's a whole different world, but it's a lot we don't know about it. But first, most people need that immediate financial relief. Yeah. However, what about that long-term financial stability and security? So entrepreneurs need to know that you don't have to pay the IRS taxes let me ask you a question. If I say, let me get into business with you, we partners, and I need you to be responsible for everything on a daily basis. I need you to pull forth all the money to pay the rent and all of that. And in 30 years, when you decide you want to retire, I'll tell you how much of what you made I want. Would you get into business with me?
Oh my.
Would you get into business with me?
No.
That's what a 401k is. That's what a qualified plan is.
Wait, stop. Say that all over again. Hold on. I heard you, but I need to hear you again.
If I ask you,
ask Burl,
you know what? I like you. Let's go ahead and get in business, girl. You look real business savvy. And you say, okay, what you bringing to the table? Well, this is what I think we need to do. I need you to name the business. I need you. This is whatever business is just whatever you're doing to make money, right? Not necessarily an entrepreneur. If you're an employee, and then or a Roth IRA, okay, so you go ahead and you do the day-to-day responsibilities and you make the investments. If there's any losses coming out of your pocket, and you can't mess with any money that you're growing until you're 65, okay? But you do all that. I'm gonna let you have it all. And then when you turn 65, you decide I'm tired of working. I want to go sit on a boat. I'll tell you how much of your money that you've earned in all that years and your hard work that is mine, and you don't have a choice, okay? Pinky promise. Let's get in that business. Let's sign that contract. What you gonna say?
No.
I need to see an attorney because you trying to jip me.
That's what's going on right now in 401ks, 403bs, 457s. You have to wait till you're 65 before you can pull out your retirement. They're going to tax you. There is a United States government.
Yes.
They're going to tax you, and you don't have a choice. And if you don't take it out by the time you're 65, they're going to make you take it out by the time you're 70 and a half. Required minimum distribution is what it's called. 70 and a half. That's because they don't want you to die before they can get a piece of it. It gets in the form of
that's
taxes.
True. So I'm going to say this, and you are 100% correct. There is a loophole, which people don't know, and you are 100% correct. By me being a grant writer, I do 501c3s. But what I'm helping people that before they retire is to do an annuity and create a create a foundation. And whoever's name they want. And when they pull their money down, they're not taxed on.
They're not taxed on their annuity. That's an insurance product.
They put their money into the foundation.
The only thing that I tell people is we never know if and when 2008 will happen again.
Yeah.
So if your money is stable and it continues to grow, then that's awesome.
Right.
But I
wouldn't take that chance.
Exactly. As an alternative, how about you being 100%? It's called Be Your Bank. You'll also see that if you text in Stacey to 76626, be your own bank.
Be your own bank.
Now, if you work at if you're a W-2 employee and your company say I'll match you up to 5%, that's free money. There's no better money than free money. But don't increase it and give them more than 5%.
That's it.
Take that money and go somewhere that you're going to have 100% liquidity, control, and use. It's going to grow. Okay, let me say this.
Because if you don't, then they controlling your money once again.
Exactly. Look, people go from, first of all, you need to have an emergency fund. Most people don't. And then when they get a little money, the first thing they want to do is go into cryptocurrency or the stock market. And that's a risk. That's all risk.
I can't risk my money.
You need to have something in the middle. I teach them to have something in the middle.
There is something in the middle
that is going to grow at a roughly average 12%, that'll guarantee to never go backwards. You'll never pay any taxes.
It'll never go down in 12%.
And it'll never, whatever you have accumulated
right,
would never go backwards. So no matter what.
No, I'm talking about the 12%.
The 12% may it's an average of 12%. The 12% may go back, but it's definitely going to be more than a CD or a savings account.
Yeah, CDs it ain't even worth
right. So it's definitely going to be more than that. But if the money, my phone just got off anyway. If you have liquidity, you don't have to qualify for it. You don't have to do a credit report for it. You don't have to even pay it back. But if you do pay it back, then you get more of the interest. And you have a life insurance policy on the side. There's 3 levels of financial stability. There's your emergency fund for starter, tires. And then you have something that's guaranteed growth with no risk. It'll never go backwards. And then if you have that in place for you and your family, then you go to the stock market.
What's the middle one called?
It's called an index universal life product or a universal life product.
And is that expensive?
It's an insurance policy. So it's based off of your pre-existing conditions, your medications, your procedures, your age, and your sex, whether you're a smoker. But you dictate what's a comfortable premium.
So that's what I was getting ready to add. What is the average on the low end, the average on the high end?
Well, it's all because of all those factors. You have to sit down individually, in that text number, you get free consultations. I sit down with you and tell you exactly what your options are. There's a few different, I'm an insurance broker, so I represent about 200 different health insurance companies and life insurance companies. So I'm not going to try to give you Prudential.
Because I got some people that be saying, because I'm looking at my phone.
Yes.
I know you can because you have to go through all those factors. But what is the highest you have seen, and what is the lowest you have seen?
You can have $1 million policy if you have the health that backs it up. And then, if you were 50 years old, your $1 million policy is going to be more than a 20-year-old.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, the premium, not the amount.
How much you have to pay.
How much you have to pay, because that's people
There's
are asking
no
me.
There's no have to. You tell me. Stacey,
What do you mean?
No, you still have to pay. You got to pay the monthly
There's
premium.
no have to amount that the company chooses for you. You say, based off of all of my income and my bills and off of my budget,
I can only pay you $40
a month. And I say, well, let me see if I can get you something with that based off your age and your health and your medication that you're taking. And if I can't get you anything,
then you come back and say I can't. So that's what I'm saying. On the low end for a premium,
$50,
and then on the high end for a premium.
Well, if you're a business owner, see, this is the thing. If you're a small business owner, this is a tax shelter. You get to grow money there.
But everybody ain't a business owner. Because they asking me, what is the low end? What is the high end? $200?
No, some people putting $1,200, $1,400 in there because you're growing it tax free.
No, I'm talking about the premium. I'm talking about what you're paying. Really?
Yes, because that's what I'm trying to explain. If your cost of insurance is $100 a month,
right?
Just for easy numbers, some of that is the cost to insure you.
Correct.
So the insurance company had this. Some of that is going into a cash value account that's growing compound interest at average of 12% interest. Okay. So if you paid $100, you got $50 every month, growing. But if you pay $200, you got that $50 plus you get all that extra $100 growing. And the IRS does not charge,
right? I know
tax you. So if you a small business owner, you got some extra money. Why don't you put it in there? Now, if you want to put more, there's ways around that to increase the value, the face value, so that you don't get
Can you take it out though?
You can take it.
Now, what happens? Is there a penalty? Let's discuss that.
Whole life policy, there's a penalty. What's
the penalty?
You have to pay taxes.
Okay.
And you have to pay interest.
Okay.
And if you don't pay it back when you die, they're going to subtract it from your death
money.
benefit.
Right. Okay. So then the other one, that's whole life.
Yes.
But the index
universal policy is a withdrawal. So you don't have to pay it back. If you pay it back, then you have more compound interest because you're paying yourself back.
So how long can you have the index policy before you can pull money out of it? How long do you have to?
See, that's a wonderful question you would ask.
Girl, I'm about money.
Let me tell you,
come on, talk to me, girl.
I have a program.
Let me get the cowbell. I gotta ring the cowbell.
I have a program called the Get Out of Debt program. And if the question I asked, business owners or anybody, if I could get you out of debt in 9 years or less, including business loans, student loans, personal loans, and mortgage, would that be a conversation that you talk to?
Okay, let's back this up. Let's use me because I don't need 9 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Right now, I want to be out of debt by my birthday. My birthday is in February, and we are in the month of July.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of debt, but I want to be debt free. Okay. I really want to be debt free before the year end. To be honest. Okay.
Okay.
So under 5,000.
Okay. Do you have a mortgage?
Under 5,000.
Awesome.
I just told you. Okay. So I said we gonna use me. Right?
Okay.
Because I want a new car.
Okay.
With no car note.
Yes.
So that's 5,000 by February.
Okay. How do you want to know how do you grow?
How do I do that? We using me. We ain't on an example. We finna use me.
Okay. So what we do is a needs analysis, and I ask you all, what do you have other places that you're
for the index premium?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's a premium that you will pay.
Right.
In addition to whatever you're currently paying.
I get you.
You can pay. I don't know what your age is or what your health concerns are, but the more you're paying, the faster it's going to grow.
Okay.
Also, with the Get Out of Debt program, we deal with insurance companies that have built proprietary policies.
What does that mean?
That proprietary means they've created just for us. We're a whole agency that's in 4 different locations, but it's across the country. As far as our licenses, you have to be licensed per state, but 4 different actual brick and mortar buildings. But they've created, because we were producing such amount of business and qualified products, they created products for us, and which means you can't go to any other insurance policy and get it. And they will front load your insurance policy so that it'll grow faster for you.
So but how long? Because I want you to use me as an example. Hold on.
I have to.
Wait, hold on. No. But I'm saying this to you. We live. She's going to use me not as an example, but as a candidate to see how long it would take me to pay off my debt, right? And then she's going to come back and see if I was hard hit, which I am, and how long it took me to do it. And then how long, once I get it done, can I pull money from the index?
You can pull money from it within 30 days.
But I'm saying it's beneficial to wait until I paid off my debt.
How it works is we pay off your debt for you. You get a whole illustration that'll see how your money is growing. And as you're putting money in there, you'll see the cash value growing. We take that out and we'll pay your debt for you.
Okay, so we're going to do this because I think I can do this before before my birthday, which is in February. So I'm going to be a candidate. This is not a joke. This is not a scam. So I am a little hard-headed, but I am going to trust Stacy to get me out of debt, to get this index. What's it called?
It's called Index Universal Life product. It's a get out of debt program because you can't get this from anywhere.
What she said, and we're going to follow this, and we're going to report monthly.
Awesome.
Live what I'm doing and where I'm at.
Awesome.
Sounds fantastic.
Awesome, guys. If anybody wants a free consultation,
for people to understand,
they need to see the numbers.
They need to see the numbers, and they want to see somebody that they know that did it. I'm not saying, I know you got testimony.
Yes,
but I'm talking about my listening audience and my friends and family, because people can say, yep, this is for me, just like she said, but they're not willing to make that change. But if they see Burl, if somebody in Burl's family see Burl say, once Darci gets done, then I may do it. You get what I'm saying?
I understand.
Yes. Then you're going to have
power numbers,
a funnel, because now they can say, well, they're going to ask you a bunch of questions, because I know they're going to ask me a bunch of questions. And so that's what I mean by that.
I like that.
Yeah. Now, I have to ask, is there any type of referrals? Once I did my whole program.
No, but let me tell you what you can do.
Come on, girl, talk. Let me get my bed. Talk to me.
Because you're very intelligent. You're very outgoing.
I'm ready.
Have an outreach for so many people. You have listening base that's going to do what you do. How about you become a licensed agent?
Oh, girl, I can't go back to school.
No, it's 2 days, 8 hours in Chicago. Hold on, wait. You always have it. Remember I said that residual income? If I do a policy for somebody today and it's $1,000 premium and I get, say, 80% of that, that's $100.
Yeah.
That's going to be in my bank account. And depending on your insurance company, 48 hours, a week later. How about next year when you still have your policy, I'm going to get $300 dropped in my bank account on that year anniversary. But you didn't do anything. All you did was sit down and had a conversation with me about an hour, went over some different information, and got some referrals. And you're going to ask them, any information that I've given you, do you think is beneficial to someone you know? They're going to say, yeah, this is great. Most people don't know these things that I'm teaching. Well, how about you go ahead and give me the names of 3 to 5 people? So whether or not they bought your policy, they have just given you gold, because they're going to tell them, let me tell you, she came over, she sat down. It's not the right time for me, but I really think y'all should sit down and talk to her. So now you got 3 people that's selling you, and you're going to go sit down at their table because all the work talking part has been done. They've already edified you as a expert. So you get there and you sit down, you show them a little video, you write them up. But then next year, how about you do that once a month? You got an extra $300, and you do it for the next 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. That's in addition. You wake up. But I did the work 5 years ago.
That's the money coin, the sleep coin she's talking about, y'all. Sleep coin.
That's residual, because you're going to get it years and years.
Residual, can't nobody take it away from you. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, please. We're going to give you that number, Stacy, STACIE. We're going to give you the number. I'm going to tell that. I'm going to think about it, because the water got my attention right now. So I don't want to take on more than I can chew.
I understand that.
But the money sounds interesting, because, 7 streams of income, people. So this is an opportunity for you to be your own boss from home. Set your own hours.
With training, you get training too.
With training, 2 days. So if this is something that sounds like this will work for you,
it is in the state of Illinois.
And you can do, and you can do it from home. Here is the change. Here is the time to make the change and step out of your comfort zone. Live outside of the box. So if that's something you want to do, if you rich again and you don't need it, then share it for someone, because everybody knows someone who knows someone who knows someone. And that's what this platform is all about. I have to get home because I have workers coming at 2, so I can't stay. Otherwise, I would keep going. I want to thank the super producer. I want to thank Burl. We couldn't go into her health and wellness and my flat tummy water, but we'll carry this over until next week. I want to thank Stacy L. Daniels, the wealth strategist. So we will have her back, because I will be her client, and I'm going to walk you through how this is done, and we'll be posting and tweeting and LinkedIn and Instagramming, and I'm going to let you see my progress from beginning to end, because I don't mind sharing. So I want to put it out there so that people that have questions can ask questions, because I need this debt from under me before the end of this year, or no later than the end of this year. So again, I want to thank you, Stacy L. Daniels. I'm going to have her give you the number in a moment. On Friday, this Friday, I'm going to be sitting down with a one-on-one up close and personal with a prospective candidate for mayor of Chicago, and that will be Dorothy Brown. So I need for you all to tune in on Friday at 1 p.m. and the information will be brought live to you tomorrow on where and the time and where to tune in is. Again, so now I'll need you all to text Stacy
at 76626, and Stacy is spelled S-T as in Tom, A-C as in cat, I-E.
Right. And
One
so
more
where
time.
can they, one more time.
Stacy, S as in S-T
Give
as
them
in
the whole
Tom.
thing, whole
Yeah.
thing.
It's Stacy, S-T-A-C-I-E. Stacy. And the 5-digit number that you're sending it to, which is the equivalent to a phone number, guys, is 76626. My website is financialmotivations.com, and I'm on all 3 major social media platforms. But if you just text that number, you'll have access and direct link to everything that you can contact.
And
me.
I'm finna get this text number, so y'all better look out, because just like I've been ringing this cowbell, it's about to go down.
Let me just say that the longer you keep money in anything that's growing, the faster it'll grow. So I don't want to put an unexpected thought process when it comes to growing in a 6-month or a year.
Oh no, I just want to get
Okay.
out of debt.
Okay.
It's not
gonna be
about
like, however, for
right. I just want to know that it's there.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get it to pull it out. I want people to see the process
Okay.
of a dollar amount, where I was, where I'm at, and what's growing.
Okay. Yes.
I'm a
definitely.
saver, so I'm
Illustration.
not looking to pull it out.
Okay.
But I want people to actually see me go through the steps.
Yes.
That's important for my platform and for my listeners and viewers. For
Absolutely.
me. Okay.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me be a part of your journey.
So she will be coming back for part 2. So please share the
Thank
broadcast.
all you guys.
Thank you, bro. You have anything in closing you want to say?
Thank
I guess
you.
nobody wanted that $50, so we'll carry it over to
I
next
thought we
week.
did have a
No
call.
caller?
Nope.
I guess not.
Do you have anything you want to close out
Well,
with?
I just want to say, Stacy, that was such great information, something that we all can think about
you.
and move on. I think
Yes.
that's really, really what it's about.
Yeah.
And I look forward to talking about my wellness workshops, which I'm really excited
I'm
about.
excited
so
about that as well.
Thank you. So women can
Yeah.
be
I
the
am.
best version of themselves,
Yes,
because that's
yes.
why we're here.
That's important. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs, and that
Yes.
would be me or Bird.
I'm hiring. I'm hiring.
Stacy. So until next time, we out. Be safe and be careful. Thanks
Bye,
for tuning in,
guys.
and please share the broadcast. And we are out.
Ladies, that was awesome.